Troublemaker too. I remember when
Siblings Amber and Vincent Velasquez reminiscing as they look back at old photos and videos of their niece and nephew, Brooklyn and Christopher.
Dancing, he loved music.
and then Brooklyn, she wasn't walking yet.
But on March 26, 2018, they were woken up in the middle of the night.
Your sister Brittany's kids are dead.
Brooklyn and Christopher, still strapped into their car seats, died from exposure after their mother Brittany left them in the car for hours. Sadly, it was a call Vincent and Amber saw coming.
Obviously, I was extremely sad and distraught, but it was like just anger, and like almost not surprised. Like I knew it was gonna happen.
Not surprised because he says his family saw red flags about his sister Brittany, who they say had struggled with mental illness her entire life.
She had baby Christopher and he wasn't being fed.
People have even seen her apartment.
It was just flooded with diapers. You couldn't even walk. The kids were constantly sick.
And they say they reported it to Superior Police and to Arizona's Department of Child Safety. Multiple family members, including Vincent and Amber, willing to take custody of the children, even just temporarily.
Probably everyone in the whole family has called. And I was like, well, can I just take them? Because something bad's gonna happen.
And just weeks before Christopher and Brooklyn's deaths, Vincent made what would be his final call to DCS.
I just remember saying, she's gonna do something stupid and these kids are gonna end up dead.
Since that dark day in March of 2018, the young babies were laid to rest. And Brittany Velasquez was sentenced to 20 years in prison. DCS put out a statement shortly after the children's deaths. The statement says the department had 2 prior reports involving Brittany and her children. They say there were no signs of abuse or neglect. Amber and Vincent say DCS was called 5 to 10 times. The Department of Child Safety declined multiple requests from 12 News for an on-camera interview.
Do you know how helpless it feels?
Christopher and Brooklyn's deaths were preventable, and it's hard to believe they're just 2 of 165 children that DCS has confirmed died from abuse or neglect since 2015. 2/3 of those children 2 years old or younger. And like Christopher and Brooklyn, at least half of those kids were from families known to DCS.
We can't bring these children back, but we can put measures in place to prevent these tragedies from going forward.
Darcy Olson is the founder of Generation Justice, which works to protect children from abuse and neglect and examine the child protection system.
The body count doesn't lie.
And the numbers are heading in the wrong direction. According to Arizona's annual Child Fatality Review, since 2010, more and more deaths of children caused by abuse or neglect are happening in families with prior Child Protective Services involvement. The most recent report, examining the year 2019, shows 2 out of every 3 children who died from maltreatment slipped through the cracks.
When I was growing up, I always thought that children who died of abuse were children that no one knew about. And then come to find out when you do the research, a majority of the children are known to the agencies. They are known to the officials, and we are failing to protect and keep them safe.
Like most experts in her field, Olson knows the job of a DCS investigator is impossibly challenging and believes there are reforms that can improve the process, starting with more transparency.
We should all be all hands on deck to figure out what went wrong so that the next child lives. Number 2, we need a red flag law. We need some black and white rules about when you have to move a child to safety.
Today, Vincent and Amber remember their niece and nephew through photos and videos. Both of their lives cut tremendously short. Amber and Vincent know in their hearts they did everything they could to try and save Christopher and Brooklyn. To this day, they believe the system needs to change.
I think it's kind of our duty to at least try something, because if it saves one kid's life, then it's worth it.
And in an email, DCS tells 12 News the department can only remove a child from their home if sufficient evidence exists under Arizona state law. You can read their full statement right now on our website, 12news.com. Bianca Bono, 12 News.